The woods do that. You not only discover miracles and marvels in them, you not only trace evolution and the origin of species, but you get the greatest lessons taught in all the world ground into you early and alone, courage, caution, and patience. Those are the rocks on which men are stranded as a rule. You think you can breast them, David?" The Harvester laughed. "Aside from breaking a certain promise, mother rooted in the blood and bones of me, if I am afraid of anything, I don't know it. You don't often see me going headlong, do you? As to patience, 10 years ago I began removing every tree, bush, vine, and plant of medicinal value from the woods around to my land. I set and sowed acres in ginseng, knowing I must nurse, tend, and cultivate 7 years. If my neighbours had understood what I was attempting, what do you think they would have said? Cranky and lazy would have become adjectives too mild. Lunatic would have expressed it better. That's close the general opinion anyway. Because I will not fell my trees, and the woods hide the work I do, it is generally conceded that I spend my time in the sun reading a book. I do, as often as I have an opportunity. But the point is that this fall, when I harvest that ginseng bed, I will clear more money than my stiffest detractor ever saw at one time. I'll wager my bank account won't compare so unfavourably with the best of them now. I did well this morning. Yes, I'll admit this much. I am reasonably cautious. I'm a pattern for patience, and my courage has never failed me yet, anyway. But I must rap on wood, for that boast is a sign that I probably will meet my Jonah soon." "David, you are a man after my own heart," said the doctor. "I love you more than any other friend I have. I wouldn't see a hair of your head changed for the world. Now I've got to hurry to my operation. Remain as long as you please, if there is anything that interests you. But don't let the giggling little nurse that always haunts the hall when you come make any impression. She is not up to your standard." "Don't," said the Harvester. "I've learned one of the big lessons of life since I last saw you, Doc. I have no standard. There is just one woman in all the world for me, and when I find her I will know her, and I will be happy for even a glance. As for that talk of standards, I will be only too glad to take her as she is." "David, I supposed what you said about enlarged buildings was nonsense, or applied to store rooms. Go to your operation." "David, if you send me in suspense, I may operate on the wrong man. What has happened?" "Nothing," said the Harvester. "Nothing." "David, it is not like you to evade. What happened?" "Nothing. On my word, I merely saw a vision and dreamed a dream." "You, a rank materialist, saw a vision and dreamed a dream, and you call it nothing? Worst thing that could happen. Whenever a man of common sense goes to seeing things that don't exist and dreaming dreams, why look out! What did you see? What did you dream?" "You woman!" laughed the Harvester. "Talk about curiosity! I'd have to be a poet to describe my vision, and the dream was strictly private. I couldn't tell it, not for any price you could mention. Go to your operation." The doctor paused on the threshold. "You can't fool me," he said. "I can diagnose you all right. You are poet enough, but the vision was sacred, and when a man won't tell, it's always and forever a woman. I know all now I ever will, because I know you, David. A man with a loose mouth and a low mind drags the woman of his acquaintance through whatever mire he sinks in, but you couldn't tell, David, not even about a dream woman. Come again soon. You are my elixir of life, lad. I revel in the atmosphere you bring. Wish me success now. I am going to a difficult, delicate operation." "I do," cried the Harvester heartily. "I do. But you can't fail. You never have, and that proves you cannot. Good bye." Down the street went the Harvester, passing over city pave with his free, swinging stride, his head high, his face flushed with vivid outdoor tints, going somewhere to do something worth while, the impression always left behind him. Men envied his robust appearance, and women looked twice. always twice, and sometimes oftener if there was any opportunity, but twice at least was the rule. He left a little roll of bills at the bank and started toward the library. When he entered the reading room, an attendant with an eager smile hastily came toward him. "What will you have this morning, Mr. Langston?" she asked, in the voice of one who would render willing service. "Not the big books to day," laughed the Harvester. "I've only a short time. I'll glance through the magazines." He selected several from a table, and going to a corner, settled with them and for 2 hours was deeply engrossed. He took an envelope from his pocket, traced lines, and read intently. He studied the placing of rooms, the construction of furniture, and all attractive ideas were noted. When at last he arose, the attendant went to replace the magazines on the table. They had been opened widely, and as she turned the leaves they naturally fell apart at the plans for houses or articles of furniture. The Harvester slowly went down the street. Before every furniture store he paused and studied the designs displayed in the windows. Then he untied Betsy and drove to a lumber mill on the outskirts of the city and made arrangements to have some freshly felled logs of black walnut and curly maple sawed into different sizes and put through a course in drying. He drove back to Medicine Woods, whistling, singing, and talking to Belshazzar beside him. He ate a hasty lunch and at 3 o'clock was in the forest, blazing and felling slender, straight-trunked oak and ash of the desired proportions. End of chapter 2.